Okay. Good morning. Good morning, people. I'm just getting back from my half jog, half walk. So early in the morning. And good morning to you all. Most praise to the Most High. Blessings to you all. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. It's gonna turn out to be a very hot, hot, hot day here in Detroit. Um, whew, Already it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's 80 degrees, which is the most that I can take. 80 degrees to me is the perfect temperature in order for me to be comfortable. And I've always been like that, even as a kid, even as a little type. I never liked hot, sunny weather. And not knowing at the time, it was because of my lupus disease. Back then, they didn't have a name for it. They had no idea what it was. It was just your stomach hurt in the daytime, in the sunshine. You can't eat. You can't eat until the sun goes down. Then you feel much better, and the sun drains your energy. Just all of those kind of symptoms. And we didn't know at the time. That's what it was, my lupus. So that's another reason I don't like warm climax places to travel on vacations. Although I used to live in El Paso, Texas, which was right next to Juarez, Mexico. Oh my God. I only liked Texas during hurricane season, and that's when it seemed like you had a little seasons coming through there. Little cooling off phases. So if you watch my daily facial tutorial about pertaining to my facial routine today, before I even presume or attempted to come out, I use my SPF 30. No, I use 50 on my face. No. I used 30 on my face this morning because I knew that it would be shade, it would be mild. The sun rays we're talking about. And it wouldn't give me flash burns or anything like that. On my shoulders, I went up to 50. No, around my neck. Let me get this right. On my face, I used 30 this morning, which if I happen to come out later on today, I will put the 50 on my face. But, and you know the product name. I have that in my live tutorial that I did about my daily facial cleansing, moisturizing routine. So later on, I will put the 50 on my face. But for now, I have the 30 on my face, the 50 around my neck, and I have 70 on the rest of my body. Preferably my arms, my legs, my thighs, and definitely behind my legs and my thighs. Right behind my knees and everything. I really piles it on back there because when you're running and walking, that's mainly where the sun is hitting, behind you, not necessarily in front of you. Or sometimes you just tend to forget or miss those spots. But those are the spots to me that counts because I know, because that's where I will burn internally, not necessarily outward. Internally, I have to come home, and if I sit down and my knees is rubbing up against a chair or a couch or something, it'll hurt so bad, like I have a burn, but you can't see it. So I have to treat it with ice and creams and everything because it's underneath. I got burnt underneath my skin. And so you have to really pay attention to those spots behind your neck, behind your ears, okay? The top of your ears, the tip of your ears, your nose, all right? Those are the places that really get sunburned. And you don't necessarily see it, but you feel it. And with having lupus, it's at least, 70 to 100 times worse for us. Um, I wear a sun ultraviolet clothing, and I got these at CVS actually. Actually, they have brands. It's CVS. Is it CVS? No, I got it at Rite Aid, but Rite Aid doesn't exist anymore in some places. But anywho, wherever you can find ultraviolet clothing, wear it. It's a protection for your skin, and including this kind of hat. This is I wore this hat one time whenever I'm out. I always get complimented on this crazy old looking hat, but it protects me from the sun rays, and it actually does an excellent job from the material that it's woven from. And it's what does it say in here? People from the islands like Jamaica or Barbados, etc., they recognize this hat and they say, "Hi, I've had that hat, or that kind of hat, or the material that the hat is made out of at home. Where did you find it at here?" And I would tell them, but I can't necessarily read what is. It just tell you how to keep it clean, how to wash it. But this is the type of hat that I wear during the day if I'm going to be in any sun. And of course, you girls know I got my nice, classy, stylish brims, straw brims, but they're artificially made. But this here is the authentic kind of ultraviolet rays hat that you should be wearing, especially if you have lupus or any kind of sun disease, to protect you from the sun. Okay? And like I said, I got this from Rite Aid like 5 years ago, and I haven't been able to duplicate it. I haven't been able to find another. That's how come it's so worn and everything, and being torn from being back here in my truck, in my car. I also have my cooler. Okay, I also have my cooler back here, my igloo, which I keep it with ice and water. This is just like almost like a summer emergency items for summer emergencies. Say like if you get, especially me with my car, stranded on the side of the road, like in the wintertime, we have a blanket, flashlight, in case, your car stops on you in the wintertime and deep cold. Well, that's what I have for my summer emergency items in the back of my trunk there. I'm underneath a tree right now, so I can talk to you guys, because I have air conditioner going on in my apartment, which is so cold. Even when I push the thermostat up to like 80 or 82, I don't like artificial coolness. I don't necessarily like air conditioning. But on days like today, and it's going to be up in the 90s, which they say the heat index is going to feel like it's close to 100, I'm not going to be a fool and have my patio doors open and let all of that moisture, humidity into my area, my space. So I have to use my air conditioner. So I don't particularly like being in my apartment for too long. This is terrible. So I'm out here. I don't like hot weather. I don't. I'm just one of them type of people. I don't like hot weather. I'm not a fan of it. Moderately warm is perfect for me. I mean, it just is. I lived out in Wyoming and Utah, up in the Uinta Mountains and everything, and it's 80 degrees in the sunshine 12,000 feet above sea level, cooking and sleeping and camping and just living off the land, mainly. Drinking the water from the streams, crystal clear, beautiful water, non-pollutant, no kind of pollution in it whatsoever, because it's coming straight down off the mountain caps. And I'm in the snow, barefooted, with no coat on, and it's 80 degrees. Having a beautiful time, wonderful time. Oh my God, those were the best years of my life. I worked at Wyoming State Hospital as a traveling nurse back then when I was in that environment, and I loved it. Even the snow, where we had tunnels underneath the whole city to get from point A to point B. Say, like if I had to go to JCPenney's from the hospital, it's like a mile away, 2 miles, a mile and a half. You couldn't walk on the surface because it was too much snow on the top surface, the streets, sidewalks, things like that. No. In Evanston, Wyoming, we had tunnels. We had tunnels to take you from the hospital to the city, to the bars, wherever you wanted to go. They had one joke that you only had one bad skiing month, and that was July. So that's when the snow started melting a little bit. But anyhow, I don't like hot weather. I don't like the islands particularly. I don't like beaches and sand. No, I like the forest and the woods, the greenery, the smell of the shade, the black dirt. Oh, just beautiful. Nice and cool. If you want to warm up real quick, you dip into the sun, and then if you want to cool off, like I'm doing now, you go back under a tree. And that's life. That's nature. That's the natural way of doing things for me. Especially since I have lupus. That's how I've been able to stay warm. I see we got steps over here. I'm gonna sit, which is right underneath my patio, which I'm up 6 floors. I'm up 6 floors. Let's see, where is my patio? Oh, that's my patio there with the privacy screen. If you can see, I have a privacy screen on my patio, so I can walk around butt naked if I wanted to, and couldn't nobody see through my patio doors. So it extends to me. These are the steps I'm about to sit on. It extends my living room space, where I keep my doors open. And I'm gonna sit down here and talk to you guys. I keep my door open, and if you want, and I have furniture. You can sit in the chairs and actually watch the TV, because I have a big screen television through either window, either the bedroom or the living room. I have my music. You can do everything up there except for barbecue. And you know us folks, we like the barbecue. They do it because of, I guess, fire hazards or whatever. So, but they do give us a barbecuing space down here in our back, which you guys have seen it or been back there with me, where my granddaughter is skating and everything. Oh, so it's about 8:30 in the morning here in Detroit. The temperature's already, it's probably went up to 82 degrees already. So I'm trying to stay out here in nature for as long as I can. Before then, I'm putting prison up in my apartment. Comfortable, but to me, freezing on artificial coolness, artificial air, and just doing things that tune you into self. Reading, sewing, writing, things that you tend to neglect it for a while. I have an opportunity to do now in order to stay busy and just let time pass. staying in contact with everyone, checking on everyone via phone, making sure that they're okay, especially my mother. But my mother, she has central air, and the seasons, the warm weather, hot weather, never tend to mess with my mother much. Just the winter, the snow and everything. I'm afraid of her slipping and falling. But see, my mother has her garden, her yard work and everything to keep her busy. And she come in, she just dip back into her house. She has a basement and everything. Now, I stay like 13 miles away from my mother, so I have to get into this hot car. And if you run your air condition, it uses up more gas. And right now, I'm not financially able to just throw away gas. So, driving with my windows down. And only one window, because remember, guys, my window on the driver's side is iffy. And I hear it's a relayer belt that needs to be attended to or addressed. But right now, I just can't see my way clear of doing it quite yet. I have to put some monies aside, which I haven't been able to, but pretty soon. You know, life is grand. It's just all how you navigate it and all how you make it. So another reason I came out is because usually we have our little wildlife out here before it gets too hot and they go into the forest back here. So let's go back here and see what we can find. I'm looking for my doe and her little fawn. He just run around and hop and jump and skip like he's a little dog or something. I'm like, he's so energetic. And she just sits up there or stands up there like a proud mama. It's something I want to get on my car before I go back up. Oh, I'll do it later. I'll talk to you guys. I may just go get a car wash too before it gets too hot. Because you guys know I got my brakes fixed because I had that black dust from my brake pads all on my rims. And it just drove me crazy until I was able to get my brakes fixed. My rims are totally pristine. And I keep them that way. But my tires are dull looking. And I love my shoes. I keep my shoes shining. Even the old version of my car there, I get compliments saying, how do you keep your tires looking so clean? I love for my shoes to shine. Literally. So, I may go to the car wash before I go back in. I think it opens up about 9. I have a membership, like I told you guys, $25 a month. And you get to go as many times of the day, of the week, as many times as you want on that $25. One time going is $12. Okay, so you do the math. Which is smarter, okay? Live life, but live smart. Okay, we're back here in the forest, as I call it, in the woods, looking for our babies. And I don't see. Let's go along the fence line here. Because they're usually back here. Oh, there go our geese though. Our geese is usually, they don't come out till later, but it is cool enough for them. They're across the street next to their nest and on this side. So let's creep up on them a little bit. But you guys haven't seen the doe and her fawn. He is so cute, and it's usually a herd of them, up from 8 to maybe 12, and it's very peculiar that it's just the two of them romping around the neighborhood. I can be out doing my jog, my walk, and they're hopping from people's yards back and forth, just the two of them, which is odd. They're away from the herd. Because, see, they live back here, majority of them. I hope I don't see a bear. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh, no. This is where we seen the turkey hawk come down, swoop down on his squirrel that time, guys. And the geese came and ran them away from the carcass. So they're up here. See? Bonnie and Clyde, Lucy and Ricky, and all the other aunties and uncles and cousins and grandparents. This is the biggest flock. I've been here for 3 years. This is the biggest flock yet with those. Last year, you can count them. The first year I was here, it was just the two of them. Say Bonnie and Clyde. And when they had their eggs and they hatched, they had 7 little ducklings, little hatchlets. Okay, they grew up. The next year, which was last year, that 7 turned into 14. The next set, they had about, I think it was 7 or 9. So that's under 20, right? Including the parents. Well, this year I found out that they're combined with other families. That's why I called it the Geese Family Reunion. At least 3 other families, which is 6 other geese. And I mean, if it's not more than 50 of those guys. Let's see, I'm sorry guys. I'm trying to adjust this. If it's not more than 50 of them people, them little geese, and they're across the street, look at him by himself, running across the street. But that's where we found the hole where they lay their eggs. Remember I found that big gigantic hole, me and my granddaughter? So this new group started laying their eggs in that hole. Our first group were laying them back here. Okay. Back here close to our back door. But then they came from nowhere. All of these guys, and they're close to that hole. There's actually they're surrounding that hole right there. It's a hole over here. I'm gonna walk over here so that I don't scare them away from their own natural habitat. Okay? This is their land. We encroached on them. Okay? So shame on us. So I'm not, they're crossing now because they see me walking, going towards their hole where I didn't keep track. And no, they just had some new hatchlings a month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago. So no, there shouldn't be any new eggs in there. I'm pretty sure it's not. Come on guys, y'all walking the street again? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. I'm looking out for cars. I'm looking out. Come on guys. I didn't mean to, oh, it's hot out. The sun is beaming. I didn't mean to make you move from the shade. My fault, guys. My apologies, Lucy. I'm so sorry. Ricky's gonna stay back there with the, they said, bump her. We're staying here. Here come a car. Come on, Lucy. Hurry up. Hurry up. Here come a car. Okay. Thank you. There you go. And Ricky said, we staying back here. We ain't coming out there in that sun. And I don't blame him. I'm not going to do you any harm. I fed you guys last night. So you have to wait till tomorrow so I can go get some more bird seeds, okay? And I don't eat bread, so I never have bread. Look at Junior there. Look at them a pecking. I guess you guys are eating bugs. Look at them just a pecking. Look at them. They're eating their natural diet, whatever that may be. It could still be some seeds left from last night. I don't know. But my granddaughter, she put a lot of them out here for them. Oh, that's Ricky. No, I'm not going to say that he kind of recognized me or familiar with me. No, they're still wild animals. But they are beautiful. Simply beautiful. I love you guys. Thank you for keeping me grounded. Allowing me to appreciate my universe just a little bit clearer. I didn't necessarily say better, but clearer. Okay. And this is a cooling down phase for me. Walking it off, walking it out. Because like I said, I took my little walk, my little half walk, half jog. Keep my heart rate up and just my normal workout routine. Because today is Sunday and my membership for the rec center is only Monday through Friday for seniors and only a certain time of the day. If you go beyond that time, then you have to pay. And they ain't cheap. Even being a resident of the community that it's in, they ain't cheap. So when they finish with the new building that they're erecting, our new senior citizen wellness building, I'm going to see how that membership is going to go then. Is it going to intertwine? Since it's a senior center, will it be free? Because I'm saying my membership is running, I think they pay like close to $500 a year. Now my son, with his 4 kids, he paid $1,200. And this is a year membership for this same rec center. But it's beautiful, I love it. Compared to other rec centers that was, how should I say it, corrupt, stealing money, especially the ones in the inner city, the urban areas. They wasn't tunneling that money back into that center where they can have equipment and maintenance, employees, programs. And because I even went to volunteer for a few of them, and just to see how they operated, they didn't want me around. They knew I was too much of a clean-cut lady. And I saw how things were working, how they was working things, and that it wasn't right. They didn't want me around. And they send you through a process of applications, getting approval, da. Well, I knew I passed this approval stage or my application, blah, blah, blah. But they kept giving me the runaround, kept sending me from one manager to another manager and HR, all this for a whole year. And I lived across the street from it at my old complex, but I was in the inner city limits of Detroit. So I knew they was full of shit. Then I come out here and I see that they utilize all of their donations, their funds. They have to. This new center cost them $12 million. And you can actually see where the $12 million go. You can see where our mayor live. You can see where our and the reason I said that is because she doesn't live in an elaborate mansion or anything like that. She stay in the middle of a residential street, and she keep her property up just like everybody else, you know. So that she, I mean, you can just tell who's stealing, who's not. Just like that one character who stole all the money from our Riverwalk, $32 million. And he gave $5 million to his mistress. You know, where is she at now that he's in jail? You know, stupid stuff like that. And when you first run for these positions for people to vote on you, oh my God, you tell all of these lies, what you're gonna do for the people and how you're gonna do for the people and what you're gonna solve this problem and funnel the money into this neighborhood and that, and wind up not doing nothing. We barely got our river walk. And just think if he had put that extra 32 million that he stole from that project into that, it's already magnificent. It would be spectacular. Okay, competing with Windsor, Canada, which is right over the river there. Okay, it probably would have been more spectacular than what it already is, and it's pretty good. I do videos down here. So anywho, out here, it's even a promotion or a dream to make my community a downtown area, because we literally don't have a downtown because it's a small little town, but it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So many businesses and everything, and just getting off track, guys. But they were saying all the young people was leaving our community, and it's the older seniors who still have their homes and everything, and they're waiting for them to die out. But the kids and grandkids leave and don't come back because there's nothing for them to come back here for. I tend to disagree, but that's probably because I'm a senior, and I love it. But they're going to build a downtown area, which will have probably its pros and cons. You're talking tall buildings and everything to compete with downtown Detroit, I guess. I don't know. But you know, certain towns, you can't raise a sign higher than a certain footage up in the airspace, because it tends to make that community or that block look raunchy. And I tend to agree because I've been all over the world, a lot of places, and you can tell the difference between a town whose signs, like a McDonald's signs, is the same level as the roof of their building, instead of that sign being 12,000 feet above that roof and the surrounding area of the damage that draws and brings. So unless it's on the highway and you have to see that sign, you know, that neon sign above the while you're going so fast or whatever, and you're about to come up upon it, so you can see it up in the air. That, okay, I can kind of understand that. But in the middle of your town, in your city, away from a highway, who don't need to see that sign unless you are up in space, a Martian or something, you attract them so they can zoom down on their spaceship and say, hey, give me a Big Mac. Anywho, that's me just being silly. But you get my point. I hope you guys support me on Buy Me a Coffee and Ko-Fi. Help me to gain donations to replace my little Daisy, because sooner or later I don't think she's going to make it to the winter, and the preparations and the maintenance that I need for her to get through the winter, I can't afford. And I'm so far away from everyone, I don't want to get stranded, because you need a vehicle to live out here where I live in order to just get to the rest of the popularity, the peoples, my mama, my family. I would be totally isolated. There's no buses to run out here. It's not a one bus, because hey, ain't no shame in my game. I jump on a bus or a train in a minute to get from point A to point B. But none of that is available out here. So I'll be totally stranded. So go to my links, and you can buy me a coffee, couple cups, or my Ko-Fi link. And I have a lot of promotions there, a lot of other kind of videos and poses and things that you might like when you follow your girl. Okay, and it just feels so nice and calm just out here, just chilling like a villain. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Give me that thumbs up button if you like this video, or like just what I'm presenting, what I'm talking about, which is just me. Just me. Okay, people, I'm going to let you go. We were talking about my lupus mainly and the signs and symptoms of sunburn, and take that into, definitely take that into effect and use it, incorporate it. If you're not too familiar with the disease, or if you're just learning about your disease, or just how to maintain your disease to stay comfortable and healthy for yourself. It's not the end of the world. It's just preventative measures that you have to take that I found that do work. Okay, you cats, I'll get with you later. Stay cool, stay blessed. And if you can't find the sunshine, you'll be the sun. See ya.